All right, Paul, thank you. Rachel Fiset has been following this case as well, closely alongside us, and she is a criminal defense attorney, joining us live tonight with her thoughts. Rachel, good to see you. So the DA, ultimately the judge, dropping these charges. Did they get this one right?
I think they got this one right. They went back, they reviewed it all, they looked at the clerk statement, the witness statements, and that all-important video, and I think they thought to themselves, we cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Alba was not acting in self-defense.
Mr. Simon's family says they're disappointed by the decision not to charge. They cannot, quote, understand how it's okay to take an unarmed man's life, adding that the decision sets a dangerous precedent. Does it?
I think this is the precedent of self-defense, and what was Alba's reasonable belief that was happening there? Was it reasonable to believe that he needed to use physical force? And unfortunately, when you have an attacker that looks like he may be out for something very harmful, very deadly, and that attacker is killed, that often just comes down to self-defense.
Rachel, interestingly, attorneys for Jose Alba noted that the size and age difference between the two men was justification for self-defense. I hadn't heard that before. How much of that is a factor in a self-defense case? Age, size, physical strength?
All of the things that would make it reasonable to believe that you are weaker than the attacker, that would make you believe you needed to defend yourself harder, and size, age, strength, all of that comes into play. Weapons, all of that comes into play.
How about public pressure? What did that do to persuade the DA and the judge to drop the charges?
Oh, I think public pressure was a pretty big deal here. The fact that the mayor was on the side of dismissing the charges, as well as all of the outcry, the bodega owners. This was probably a fairly tough call, but I think this one they did get right in the dismissal.
You and I have talked about this in the past, Rachel. The duty obviously is on getting it right in every single case. Do you believe that there was a rush to charge in this particular case without first interviewing all the witnesses, taking a close examine of that video that we've all seen?
It does seem like there was a rush to charge here. There was no weapon. That probably came into play, that Simon didn't have a weapon. And so it was odd that somebody would end up dead in these circumstances. And these circumstances are, frankly, fairly strange when you think of all the different aspects at play, including the girlfriend stabbing Alba. But it does seem like there was a bit of a rush, particularly given that there was all of this footage available that could make it look reasonable that this was a self-defense case.
Finally, you bring up the girlfriend. Obviously, she's not facing charges now. Could that change, or do you think that this is a done deal?
My hunch is this is a done deal. They have probably disappointed the family greatly already by releasing Alba, by not charging him. And I think that she could prove that she was justified in stabbing Alba because she was defending her boyfriend who was eventually killed. I mean, this fight is a bit of a mess, but I think that everybody's going to end up walking away. Those two will end up walking away.
Yeah, well, a tragic case and an example. Rachel, always appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.